Well, tensions certainly mounting between Washington and Tehran following attacks on two oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on Fox News Sunday saying the U.S. will do whatever is necessary to guarantee freedom of navigation through the Strait of Hormuz.
We don't want war. We've done what we can to deter this. The Iranians should understand very clearly that we will continue to take actions that deter Iran from engaging this kind of behavior. I made a number of calls to my colleagues around the world yesterday. I am confident we will have partners that understand this threat.
Retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel Dakota Wood joins us now. He's a Heritage Foundation Senior Research Fellow for Defense Programs. Colonel, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. What are those options on the table Pompeo is speaking about?
Well, I mean, the most obvious would be a cruise missile strike, just as the president authorized against Bashar al-Assad in Syria a couple of years ago. So that's most obvious. Less obvious would be an air-delivered strike, and then you could have special operations sorts of hits against key infrastructure of Iran. But I think that's probably the order that we're looking at.
But those are all military options. Can we just wait it out and continue this maximum pressure campaign?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, I went down the military path on that. You have economic and you have diplomatic options as well. They've tried that with the diplomatic pressure. Certainly this maximum pressure on the economic side, sanctions against oil sales, those sorts of things. And I think those are having an impact, and that's why Iran is lashing out. So this full range, I think, is the appropriate approach. You want some ambiguity and not limiting what you might be able to do on Iran, because you want Iran to have to consider all of these potential options that might be used against it.
And where exactly do we go from here in the sense of our credibility? And I say that with respect to comments from the German finance minister that video showing the Iran Revolutionary Guard dismantling one of the mines from the ship.
Right.
They said that video is not enough. And the Japanese owner of one of the ships, they said, we saw what looked like a flying projectile, an object. So which is it, and is our credibility on the line with our international allies?
I mean, credibility has to do with, once you've said something, do you pull back and not follow through, or do you hold the line on that? And so when, for example, I mean, it's an off-sided case where we had red lines in Syria on the use of chemical munitions, and the previous administration didn't follow through with some kind of consequences on that. So the United States has been very clear about what we'll tolerate. What we won't tolerate are attacks against international shipping, disruption of the global oil flow, which benefits so many countries around the world. And so if you tolerate this sort of terrorist-driven, violence-driven behavior by Iran, then I think the credibility of the United States is actually harmed.
Colonel Dakota Wood, thank you for your time and perspective this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.